Welcome back to day 2 of concealer week. 5 days of nothing but concealer video try-ons, reviews, wear tests. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yesterday we tried the new e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. Today we're gonna try another new concealer that was recently launched, which is the Loreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. This is so spanking new. It's just, I'm so excited to try it. They also came out with a foundation and I have that one, and that review is coming soon, you guys. I'm thinking of getting crazy and after doing concealer week, doing foundation week, because so many foundations are getting released and launching, and I have enough new release foundations that I can get a whole 7 days of foundations going. So I don't know. Comment below and tell me what you think about that, or give me a like and I'll know that you guys are up for it. Have a whole like month of nothing but base videos. Anyways, so today we're trying out the Loreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I got 2 shades, so I can do one for the face and one underneath the eyes. And yeah, you need to be subscribed. Be subscribed. Hit the notification bell so that you are notified of all my videos. I'm going to come back tomorrow because I'm going to have another concealer video for you guys tomorrow. So this is how my reviews go. I try this on and you get to see the application with the sponge, with a brush. I wear it throughout the day and do check-ins so you can kind of see how that is. I also share what L'Oreal is going to say about the concealer and what the concealer should do, and we're going to see if it actually does everything that it advertises or tells us that it's supposed to do for us. We're also going to check if it oxidizes, which I'm just, after the ColourPop concealer, I always check if they oxidize, because ColourPop oxidizes so much and it makes this big difference when you guys are choosing your colors, or whether you even want to try to deal with that craziness. But so I'm going to be checking that with you guys as well. I do have dry, normal skin, definitely dry underneath the eyes, and I definitely have like deep creases as well as tiny lines. So we're going to see how it works with that, you guys. So you can find this at the drugstore, on Amazon, on Ulta for $12.99 each. There is a total of how many shades? 25 colors, you guys, which is great for concealer. It says it's the Infallible Full Wear Waterproof Concealer, you guys. Okay, this is supposed to be waterproof. Good, because I have contacts and I water like crazy, so we're definitely gonna be checking to see if that works. It says, be unstoppable, experience full-on coverage and full face wear. Okay, so they do advertise to put it on the face. Wear for up to 24 hours. The L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Waterproof Concealer is their highest coverage formula in their wildest concealer shade ranges ever. This concealer provides full coverage with a flawless matte finish. This multi-use formula conceals imperfections while doubling as a contour, highlight product. Shape your face by going 1 to 2 shades deeper to contour and 1 to 2 shades lighter to highlight and brighten. The extra large applicator provides maximum coverage in one stroke to cover under eye circles, acne, scars, and discoloration, which, if you're looking at my face, definitely have some bruising right now, and I had a breakout and it's healing, so definitely need that coverage. And it's purple, so see if that works. This is a waterproof, non-greasy formula, won't transfer, fade, or flake, so your full coverage look is locked in all day. A little goes a long way. Available in multi-full coverage shades for every skin tone. More than concealer, full-on coverage and full face wear. Waterproof, transfer resistant, fade resistant. Cover, contour, and shape your face. Completely covers imperfections, minimize redness and scars. So that's a lot of claims. Waterproof, transfer resistant, fade resistant. It's gonna last for 24 hours. It's full coverage. It's going to cover discoloration as well, because something can be good coverage, but purple is a whole nother, covering purple is a whole nother thing all in its own. It says it's a matte formula. It also says it never flakes, so if you have dry skin, even though this is matte, it's not supposed to cling to your dry patches and it's not supposed to flake. So I definitely have this huge dry patch right here, like where it's like flaky skin, and all my concealers are just grabbing onto that and just accentuating that. So we're definitely going to check and see if it does that. So let's go ahead and start to apply it onto the face. Okay, so I got 2 shades. The one for underneath the eyes, I got the shade 360 Cashmere, and I think it's going to work just fine. And the one I got for my face, and hopefully it's not too dark, is 375 Latte. and it didn't really say what the undertones are. I hope that they're both kind of warm yellow type of undertones on here, but we'll just have to check it out and see. So I'm gonna put a primer on. This is the Too Faced Hangoverx primer. I'm just gonna put that on because it helps with my dryness, and if I'm gonna be putting on the face, I definitely want to do a base, but you definitely don't have to. I just always do that. And on this side, I'm going to use this sponge. This is the LA Girl sponge. And on this side, I'm going to go ahead and use a brush. This is the 532 round top blender from Luxie. All right, so it does have a huge doe foot applicator. And I'll do like a couple around the face and see how that goes. I would say that's like medium coverage. I'm gonna try to add a little bit more to this darkness to see if it not bad, but I definitely wouldn't use this all over the face because it's so matte. I definitely wouldn't use that all over the face. So I'm just gonna do a tiny bit just to even out my skin, like shade all over. I don't think it's like super full coverage. Say medium, high, and you can build it. Alright, so I'm gonna start trying to cover this up as well with a brush. Ooh, it spreads 10 times easier with a brush. Thought it was gonna be like drying and crusty around my nose, but it's actually not looking too bad. This has a really good like stopper. So it's really like taking off a lot of the product. Because it's so matte, I don't know if I'm gonna set it. Seems like it's kind of set in by itself. On this side, it actually gave me a lot more coverage with the brush. I'm gonna get this one now right underneath the eyes. This one is 360 cashmere. One swipe, they said. So there's my one swipe. This one is definitely a really good brightening shade. But I do not say it's full coverage. I can still see my dark circles. Oops, I meant to do a brush on this side. Yeah, with the sponge, it's not full coverage at all. So I'm gonna try one more with a brush and see if that makes a difference. It just looks cakey and dry under there. It looks cakey, it centered all my lines. I don't think it's full coverage. I think yesterday's concealer was definitely more full coverage than this. I can still see my dark under eye circles. So I'm going to set this really quickly. This formula is very drying, and it does say that it's matte. So if you guys like the Tarte Shape Tape, you might like this because it's kind of reminds me of that, like that dryness about it, because I can't wear the other one. Yeah, it is creasing so bad. Like it's going into my lines so bad. Okay, I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup real quick and then I'll be back. Basically the concealer grabbed hold of every single powder I put on top, and it looks hecka cakey. It doesn't look flaky, but it's super dry and accentuates it, borderline flaky, so I can tell already that is not a true statement. Also, after I set my under eyes, I can still see my under eye circles. Like, I would say it's a low medium coverage. It's not full coverage. I definitely don't think it's full coverage. And I don't know, it's not, it just looks dry and matte. This definitely reminds me more of the Revolution Conceal and Define, as in it's still drying, not as bad as the Tarte one, and it doesn't have that much coverage. I feel like it gives me the same amount of coverage as this one does. So let's go see if it oxidizes, do that swatch test, and then after that I will definitely check back with you guys in 5 hours and we'll see how the concealer and the looks all over the face as well as underneath the eyes, and kind of my thoughts at that time. But for now, it's not my favorite. It's like a meh. Okay, so we're gonna see if it oxidizes. Those have been sitting for a little while. So it definitely oxidizes, like 1 or 2 shades darker. Yep, the lighter one too, like 1 shade darker and more pink. I feel like they like cool down cooler. Like they start out yellow-y, and I feel like they dry down and it has a little bit of pink in it. Okay, so I'm in front of all my studio lights and I just sprayed Fix Plus, and my skin looks like glowy, but still cakey, still dry. I know you guys can see that. And I didn't apply a whole ton. So it didn't give me coverage, it just gave me the cakey look. And underneath my eyes, they look not good. I mean, product always sinks in here, but it never looks as old and like liney like right here. And you can tell, you can still see my under eye circles. Can you see that? So I wouldn't mind if it looked cakey because I applied too much, but it still like actually gave me coverage. But the fact that it didn't makes me think that even if I did one swipe, I still wouldn't get the coverage. And who knows if I'd still look cakey. So, not feeling it, guys. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys in front of my window so you can see how it looks. Like they're just, it's so bad like right here. Looks a little bit better after I sprayed Fix Plus, but my under eyes look old. Okay guys, so it has been 12 hours of wear with this concealer. I took off my lashes, I'm like cuddling in my blankie watching YouTube videos, but let's look at the concealer. I actually think that it's kind of started to break down, but I think that the longer I wore the concealer, the better it looked, because at first it looked really dry. And the formula reminds me the amount of dryness reminds me a lot of the Revolution Conceal and Define concealer. So if you like that concealer as far as like how dry it is, not that it's super dry, but the dryness level and that one works for you, you're going to probably like this one because it gives me like a tiny bit more coverage than that one does, but the dryness feels just about the same. I think that's a little bit too dry for me. And I didn't think that it clung to any of my dry patches, but like it did cling to my dry patches, but it didn't flake. It just looked heavier and cakier on those areas, but it didn't flake. It doesn't look as bad as it has looked before with different concealers. I definitely wouldn't wear this around the face all that much. It did kind of come off around my chin over here, so I don't think it's transfer resistant by any means. And I do think that you should set this concealer, even though it is matte, you should definitely set it, and it's just going to help make it last longer. But I did notice once it warmed up to my skin, definitely special. 3, 2, 1. I did notice that also once it warmed up to my skin, I really liked how it looked a lot better. It didn't look so bad on my skin, especially right here. It looked really, really, really smooth, which I love that about it. But yeah, I definitely would rate this like a 7 out of 10, like a 6.5 out of 10, 7 out of 10. I didn't like the Revolution one. This one I did like a little bit better, but yeah, I think that if you like that, or if you have oily skin and you like the Tarte Shape Tape and the Revolution one, you're going to like this one. It just doesn't have as much coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape, and it doesn't have and but it had a little bit more coverage than the Revolution one, if that makes sense. Anyways, that's it, you guys. Don't forget to come back here tomorrow for another concealer video, and give me a like if you like this series. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.